Hi guys! Today I'm going to recap 2022 K-drama, Soundtrack Episode 1. Soundtrack 1 presents a short and sweet tale of two lifelong best friends on the cusp of becoming something more. But before that can happen, they'll have to be willing to risk letting things change between them. We start out with our two leads, Sun-Woo, Park Hyung-sik, and Lee Eun-Soo, Han So-hee. He's a newbie photographer, she's an aspiring lyricist, and they've been best friends for nearly 20 years, almost their entire lives. Right off the bat, we get an idea of Eun-Soo and Sun-Woo's relationship, a friendship forged by years of hanging out, from when they were 9 years old. Sun-Woo is a photographer and Eun-Soo takes full advantage of her bestie's profession, along with teasing him for having a stuffed animal on his desk. Either way, their conversation is cut short when Eun-Soo realizes that she is very late for a meeting with a composer. That meeting, unfortunately, doesn't go that great. Her songs don't have the feel that Unrequited Love is supposed to have. On the other hand, Sun-Woo wants to postpone his exhibition that he has been working on for a year. When Dong-hyun asks him why, he laments that his photographs feel fake and that he feels like an imposter. Dong-hyun tries to motivate him, but Sun-Woo isn't convinced and opts to take a break from it all. Before Dong-hyun can say anything, though, Sun-Woo rushes off to meet Sun-Woo at a restaurant. At the restaurant, Eun-Soo goes on a tirade about why unrequited love needs to be sad and painful and that she poured her heart and soul into the lyrics. This isn't the first time that Eun-Soo has faced rejection from composers, it seems, but this time, Eun-Soo begged the composer to give her one more chance. In 2 weeks, she'll give him something that he can definitely use. Although Sun-Woo protests that he isn't the only composer out there and Eun-Soo should write what she loves, she reiterates that he's the only person she has ever wanted validation from. As the composer's song comes on, Eun-Soo asks again why unrequited love needs to be painful. Sun-Woo tells her that unrequited love is painful because you can't control your heart to feel a certain way and that you have to keep the love inside you. With normal love, you can at least tell the other person. But in this circumstance, you have to suffer alone. Eun-Soo asks him how he knows that, but he looks quite flustered, and the topic is changed to him liking someone in America. It's here that we learn that Sun-Woo will be leaving for America again in 2 weeks. Eun-Soo, suddenly, asks him whether he'd like to live with him for the 2 weeks and be her assistant. She wants him to help her write the lyrics, but Sun-Woo refuses. She wants him to channel his love for Jennifer into the lyrics. However, he still refuses. Sun-Woo clearly looks like he's very much in love with Eun-Soo, and although it's not overly apparent, it's the small moments where he looks at her with so much tenderness that you realize that he is very interested in her. As the two sit down outside a department store, Sun-Woo tells Eun-Soo that he won't be having his exhibition. He lists the reasons down but tells her to not worry about him. He instructs her to watch movies on romance instead of flesh-eating zombies. This made me laugh so hard, so that she'll understand unrequited love. She, in turn, asks him about his crush. He refuses to tell her anything and she mentions that she'll buy him a drink if she rejects him. Before going home, Eun-Soo tells him to tell his Jennifer the truth about his feelings for her. If he's honest with what he feels, only then will true emotions show up in his photography. As Sun-Woo is on his way home, his roommate asks him to stay at his workroom. His girlfriend is over, so, you know. At the office, Sun-Woo thinks back to what Eun-Soo mentioned regarding being honest with his feelings, and while going through his photographs, smiles looking at Eun-Soo's. Thinking back to 4 years ago, he remembers how she had said that she will never be able to date Sun-Woo. If they break up, then how will she live without him? Thus, she would never break up with him. In short, she doesn't want to date him. It seems like Sun-Woo was about to confess his feelings for her that day, but alas. Unrequited love. The next morning, in Soundtrack No 1 Episode 1, a dazed Eun-Soo wakes up to find Sun-Woo at her apartment. Yes, he's here to stay, and although she wonders why he's here, considering her apartment was apparently extremely filthy just yesterday, according to him, she's happy that he is. One very cute cleaning and cooking montage later, the two discuss why he hasn't told his Jennifer about his love for her. He says that he chose not to tell her lest he loses her. However, when she fawns over the composer's pictures, Sun-Woo is clearly extremely jealous. However, that all goes away when she falls asleep cuddling him and he, unfortunately, isn't able to sleep the whole night. The next morning, she wakes up and the two gaze into each other's eyes. Bonus track. 4 years ago, Sun-Woo, instead of telling Eun-Soo his feelings, ends up telling her not to drink too much. And then we see where he got that stuffed toy from, in a box right where he was sitting. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you again.